Oh, there we go. It's working. Let's check the microphone. Make sure the microphone's good. Microphone sounds good. Microphone sounds great. All right, I'm going to get right into it this week. Start these intros. I'm sure people will jump on the live once we get going here. Wednesday morning, people.
What the fuck is going on? You amazing.
What's up, Eugene?
And we are gonna try to
Crazy shit going on out there right now.
want to advertise for something? Advertise my shit. NA-ChinaShop.com. What the fuck?
Let this intro run and we'll get into it for sure.
Not take fucking pictures. Yours truly, Ty Lumley. No.
Yo, you beautiful motherfuckers. Episode 89 of the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast. I'm your host, Ty Lumley, and this is the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, the first and I think only still podcast that covers all bull breeds and the American bully lifestyle. We got a serious topic to cover today. We're going to get into it. I got to run some upcoming events. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe on iTunes, the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast, YouTube, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV, Instagram and Facebook, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV as well. Okay, upcoming events. Bangkok, Thailand, March 25th. That's next weekend. Bangkok, Thailand. The ABKC Art of Bully show. That's going to be right in Bangkok, the MCC Hall on the 4th floor. PM me for contact information. It's getting pretty close. So if you guys would like to be there, you need to get there. I know my guy Alex Ferrero is going to be there. My guy William Byrne from the UK is going to be there. Some other people from the US. I've had people contact me about linking up when we get over there. Probably do something, have a live podcast somewhere. Good morning. So that's March 25th. That's next weekend. So get on that if you're not already. Quebec, Canada, June 2nd. The second annual Magic Bully Canada ABKC show, hosted by Matthew Kwan. That's in Grenville, Quebec, at the Hotel du Lac, Carling. Awesome venue. Awesome venue. That's where we stayed last year. I was the judge for the first show up there last year. Awesome people. Looking forward to going back. Looking forward to help Matthew get that show up and running and get the booth filled. Now, I think ringside is sold. Ringside booths are sold, but there are more booths in the secondary rows, which you snooze, you lose. One of those situations where you don't always get a ringside, but that I think that show's going to be packed. Also, Euro Nationals, July 21st at the Royal Highland Centre in Edinburgh, Scotland. That's a multi-breed event. American Bullies, Alapaha Bulldog, Cane Corso, English Bulldog, French Bulldog, New Age Bulldog, Oldies, Staffies, Shorty Bulls, and Bull Terriers if they get enough. There will also be junior handlers. Contact Team ABKC UK, Sean Main, William Byrne, or Derek Morris for booth info, or hotels to stay at, all that. That's in Edinburgh, Scotland, July 21st. Also, in Ireland, in September, Ireland in September, Australia in August, Italy in October, and Sweden sometime before the end of the year, as long as plans have not changed. I see we've got some people that have already joined us. Good morning, John, my brother from the UK. Check this out, actually. Johnny boy, what do you got there? What do you got there? Just a little beard comb. Just a little wooden beard comb that my brother from the UK got me. Also, March 31st. If you have not made plans yet, that's 2 weekends from now, March 31st, Kansas City, Missouri. One of the biggest Midwest shows of the year. The ABKC Heart of America Bully Bash. Multi-breed event, American Bullies, Shorty Bulls, French Bulldogs, English Bulldogs, Oldies, and all shows will have junior handlers. Sponsorship still open. Contact Ochoa Bulls for info on that. The venue's awesome. It's at the KCI Expo Center, right in Kansas City, Missouri. Top level competition, real nice venue, high quality hosts. Contact Michelle or Oscar Ochoa. You can PM them on Facebook or call 816-920-3138. That's going to be a good one. Thinking about bringing some dogs out to that one. Thinking about bringing some dogs out to the Kansas City show. Good morning from everywhere. Florida, UK. I see we got some people in here. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about before we get started is messages, emails, and private messages to me. I'm doing my best to try to keep up with those. It's a little bit overwhelming some days, but most days I try to get back to everybody. Please don't get frustrated, guys. Please bear with me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, or I probably could sooner, but sometimes it's just like once you've dealt with 25 messages, just like, all right, I got other shit to do. You know what I mean? I can't spend all day typing in the message box. So please bear with me. Don't get frustrated. I love your fucking faces. Okay. Let's get serious for a second here. Let's get serious. Have you guys seen this shit this morning? United Airlines bullshit. So apparently, now the title of the episode is The Unfortunate Death of KOKITO the Frenchy. So first of all, RIP to KOKITO. This is a terrible way to go out, and I don't know. I feel for the family. I've been in this exact position where I've had to deal with the death of a dog, and it was out of my control. There was nothing I could do about it, and it was someone else's fault. But what good is it to sit and throw blame, and there's nothing you can do. No matter what you do, you can't bring it back. So I've been in that same position, and it's terrible. Okay, so let me just give you the rundown if you haven't heard about it, all right? On a flight from Houston to New York, a flight attendant, a United flight attendant, allegedly forced a family to put their French Bulldog that was in an airline-approved carrier that the airline allowed them to carry on. I mean, if you know anything, first of all, if you've never flown with a pet, I'll give you a little insight. You have to take the pet to the front desk. They look at your carrier. They look at the pet. They fill out a little thing. They fill out a card to put on your carrier, letting everyone after that know it's airline approved. Then you have to take that carrier with the pet in it through security. You actually have to take the carrier, run it through the x-ray, take the pet out, and walk through a metal detector with the pet in your hand and get swabbed, put the pet back in the carrier. So not only did the airline see the carrier, but the TSA, the security, also seen the carrier. No one had an issue with the carrier. And it says in the article I'm reading that the carrier was airline approved. So basically, multiple people seen the carrier before she got to the airplane. Then when she boarded the airplane, every single time, and I'm only speaking from my experience, every time I've ever boarded an airplane with a pet, that's the first thing the flight attendant sees, because they're looking at people's hands, they're looking at people, they're looking at people's mannerisms when they come in, they're saying hi to everybody. The first thing a flight attendant sees, the door attendant, when you come on the plane, is your pet. And they always talk about it. Oh my God, this and that. Especially a French Bulldog. Someone noticed that pet in the carrier when they got on the plane. So there's not really an excuse there. And it even says in the article, it's confirmed that it was an airport approved carrier. So Allegedly, this United Airlines flight attendant forced this family to put this airline-approved carrier in the overhead bin for the entire 4-hour flight from Houston to New York. That's just where we're getting started. That's just where we're getting started. First of all, company policy, I know pretty much every airline company policy. You can't be in an exit row, you can't be in a bulkhead row. Okay? You have to it be in a row to where that airline approved carrier can be put under the seat in front of you, right in front of your feet. That's where it has to stay the whole time. I've seen flight attendants actually pull people's puppies out or ask them to nicely and, touch them and love them and then put them back. I've seen that happen. I've never, I wouldn't even be able to, I can't even fathom a flight attendant asking you to put that carrier in the overhead bin. Now, the overhead bins aren't airtight, but they're dark and they're restricted oxygen, and I don't think they're I don't think there's enough room up there. I don't think there's as much room up there as there was probably out and about, or it didn't seem like it for the dog. So, which I just don't understand. I cannot fathom a flight attendant asking you to put your dog in the overhead bin. That's against all the policies. The family actually did say in this article, the article did say the flight attendant, after they pulled the bag out of the bin, after a 4-hour flight, they pulled the dog out of the bin. The dog is dead. It's a sad thing, but here's I can see it from both sides. I can see where people would say, why didn't you check on your dog? There's a lot of times I've been on flights where flight attendants have good moods and bad moods. And these flight attendants, when you're in the air, act like they're the motherfucking air marshals. For real. And people get kicked off. As many people have been in the media getting kicked off of planes lately for arguing with a flight attendant. I can imagine there's a certain amount of fear in a certain percentage of the population that these flight attendants will just kick you off the plane for no reason. The flight attendant is not the fucking air marshal. I'm letting you know right now that flight attendant is not the fucking air marshal. So being educated about the policies and being up to date and being current on that kind of stuff has a lot to do with it. Don't get me wrong. You need to be current on that. So when you know that policy is this, then you can say to the flight attendant, no, ma'am, or sir, that the policy is the dog needs to be at my feet all times. If the dog was barking or the dog, farted or something. I mean, I've heard of planes even landing early because of dogs shitting on the floor. Comfort dogs or assistance dogs or service dogs shitting on the floor and they couldn't get the smell out, so they land. I've heard about that. I've heard that happening. Never have I heard somebody being asked to put their dog in an overhead bin. That's fucking insane. So anyway, they put the dog in the bin. 4 hours later, they pull the dog out. The dog passed away. Could have been multiple reasons. Could have been stress and anxiety, gave itself a heat stroke. Could have literally been not enough oxygen up there. Could have literally been not warm enough up there or not cool enough. It could have overheated. Most likely it wasn't warm enough though, because it's pretty cold in the air. If it was either one of those, it would be cold instead of warm. It's not hot in there. Either fucking way. Okay, so then after all this happens, whatever reason it was, the the deciding factor allegedly was this flight attendant that made the people stick this dog in the overhead bin. Afterwards, the flight attendant says, "Oh, I didn't know there was a dog in there. I thought it was a regular bag." The daughter, 7-year-old daughter, says the flight attendant straight lying panicked after she realized the dog was dead. This blows my mind. This blows my mind. 7-year-old daughter says she's lying. They told her that was a dog multiple times before she put it. She allegedly made them put it in the bin. The dog was even barking halfway through the flight. The dog was barking, obviously stressed out, wouldn't stop barking. Flight attendants never came over. The seatbelt sign was on. They wouldn't let them stand up to check on the dog. Like, this is like a nightmare scenario for most people that fly with their pets. And it's against, here's the thing. They're calling it a tragic accident. They're calling it a tragic accident, but the fact is, it's straight up against company policy to put that dog in the overhead bin. This is a fact, it's not my opinion. I've looked at United's company policy. That airline approved carrier, which it was supposed to be, according to airline policy, tucked under the seat, full up under the seat in front of the passenger who brought the pet on. That's company policy. So this is not only, it's a tragic accident, but this is negligence. In my opinion, this is straight negligence on the part of the flight attendant. If this is true, again, this is all alleged. I wasn't there. I can't say for sure, but I've read 4 articles today about this. And I've seen 3 posts on social media. Is the only reason I even got turned on to it. And I'm not a headline chaser. You guys know this. I don't really get into the Fox News headlines and all this sensationalized media shit. But this strikes so close to home for a lot of people watching the show and who watch the show every week. How many times have I made vlogs about flying with dogs the same size as this French Bulldog? How many times have you seen me post up Bully in the Bag? My man Bully the Kid with his courier business, Bully in the Bag, flying puppies back and forth all day, every day. I know people. I know Bully's on a plane right now with a puppy. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? I cannot fathom being put in this situation where a flight attendant forces you, allegedly forces you to put your dog in the overhead bin. There's no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse for that. I just can't. To me, it's negligence. To me, it's straight negligence. Now, and the thing is, I understand, people are outraged. Not just me. This is a fucking thing right now. Like, this topic's trending and people are fucking outraged. Multiple witnesses have made social media posts. Multiple witnesses have made statements to CNN, Fox News, the BBC. The other article I seen was on the BBC. I don't know. See, and here's the thing. We have to understand that everybody is human. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a fight with their husband or wife before they go to work sometimes. I understand that. I get that. If you're in a shitty mood and you make a mistake like this, that's fucking negligence and you should be held responsible. The person that physically put that bag in the overhead bin is responsible and they should be held responsible. That's someone, obviously, this person and her daughter or her, I don't know if it's multiple children. Obviously, that was a family member. Obviously, that dog was traveling with them from wherever they were going. Doesn't even matter. Obviously, that dog was treated as a family member. If someone did this with a baby, they would go to prison for sure. For sure. And I'm not saying that we should hold dogs to the same standard as babies. Some people do, some people don't. I'm not saying that should be the bar that we set. But if this bitch doesn't at least, I shouldn't say bitch. I shouldn't say that. If this person, whoever it is, male or female, I don't know. Whoever this person is, if this person is not fired because of this, how do you ever fly on United again? Yeah. Oh, she was carrying an infant at the time also. So she's got her 8-year-old daughter and an infant with her, and devastation. It's just, I can't imagine the situation or how they're feeling. And it hits me, man. It hits me. It hits me like, it's terrible. Because I can imagine, I can see myself standing in the airport just feeling completely devastated after, because I've been in that. I've carried dogs on, I've carried dogs on flights so many times. I can actually see, I can envision myself standing there holding that heavy bag, that dead weight bag in the airport in the baggage claim, or I don't know if you go talk to customer service after that, or who you would even call. Like, how, I can just imagine standing there feeling lost as fuck. But I can also see the other side of it, where people say, it doesn't matter what the flight attendant tells you, never let your dog be put in that situation. I agree, but at the same time, you've seen, we're not all as strong-willed, and especially a mother by herself with 2 children, one's an infant. That's a situation you get put in. You never know how you're going to react to situations like that until you're backed into a corner. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. There's no fucking possible way I would have ever let someone tell me to put my dog in an overhead bin. Never. But at this, that's looking back. That's hindsight, obviously. And being in that situation many times, I would never let someone do that. But, after seeing that Asian guy get dragged off and beat up, after seeing those, that family of 4 with their 3 or two, husband and wife with their children, with their 2 children, after seeing these videos go viral and have that beat into your head that you're going to get kicked off or assailed by TSA or airport security, or, these flight attendants go around acting like there's some sort of dictator on these fucking planes, like they're, Napoleon on these fucking planes, like they're Gestapos stomping up and down the aisles. I understand they're here to keep people safe. I get that. I understand they're here to make sure everybody's got a seatbelt on, so you don't break your neck on the ceiling. I get that. But what I'm saying is, some people, especially who knows how much she's flown, who knows how much experience she has with that situation, I'm not putting the blame on her. All of it. Not all of it. I can't imagine being put in that situation. Whoever physically picked that bag up and put it in the overhead bin, that is, in my opinion, that's who's responsible. And if it was the flight attendant, again, we don't know. If it was the flight attendant, that's negligence, and you should lose your job for sure. I agree. No, I agree. It's a little bit. You're responsible for your own shit for sure. But I don't know. I don't even have an excuse. For it. For me, 100%, there's no way it would have ever went in the overhead bin. There's no way. I'd have got, you kick me off the plane. You're going to pay for another flight because this is against company policy. So kick me off the plane. I'll be fine. But what I'm saying is, I'm not a mom by herself with 2 children. One's an infant with a stroller and a dog. Maybe it's the first time she's flown. Maybe it's the second time she's flown. Maybe she doesn't understand that these flight attendants are not the fucking, the security people or the air marshals on the plane. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because that's a shitty situation to be put in. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off that United hasn't come out and said, hey, we fucked up. They said it was a tragic accident. No, Do your investigation. If it is negligence, this person needs to be fired. Straight up, point blank, no ands, no ifs, no fucking buts. You know? All I'm saying is, put yourself in those shoes. Especially if you don't know the company policy. You motherfuckers know the company policy because I've just told you. And a lot of you have flown multiple times with pets. All I'm saying is I'm not jumping to any conclusions about how much experience she has with this, even though you are still responsible to know that shit before you go on the plane. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. But it's a tragic thing, man. It's sad. It breaks my fucking heart. Because that's one of the worst ways for a dog to go. If it was having a stroke from an anxiety attack, that's a terrible way to go. If it was overheating, terrible way to go. If it was lack of oxygen, it still took hours. Still took multiple hours for that to happen. It's sad, man. Breaks my fucking heart. There's no way that shit would happen to me, but I want to make sure that everyone that listens to this show and everyone that puts their faith in me, I want you guys to understand, don't let that shit happen. That is not airline policy. Don't ever let somebody force you to put your dog anywhere but under the seat in front of you. You should be within arm's reach of that dog at all times. The entirety of the fucking flight. Just don't let it happen. Be aware. Go read the policies before you get on the plane. You know? Make sure you have a flexible carrier, flexible mesh carrier, so the dog can breathe and it'll fit under the seat, because some of these airplanes have different size requirements for what goes under the seat in front of you. So as long as you get a mesh one that's you can bend to fit under the seat, you won't have any problems. I just want you guys to be aware that there are stupid fucking people on this planet. There are people that don't give a fuck about you, don't give a fuck about your dog, whatever job they're in. Some people are just having a bad day. Some people are just having a fight with their husband or wife. Some people are just not there today, and they're making mistakes, whether they're negligent or not, whether it's on them or not. I want you guys to be aware. You need to be responsible for yourselves. Know the policy, and don't ever let someone put your shit in the overhead bin. I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. You know, I can see it though, and I just know how terrible it would feel, and I feel so sad for these people. But just like someone just made a point. You need to be responsible for yourselves. I definitely would not have let that happen, but who knows the situation. I'm not jumping to any conclusions. If you guys haven't yet, please share this. It's just me talking some shit about some shit I read in the online. But anyway, hopefully there's a good point behind it. Please read the policies. Make sure you got airline approved shit. If you haven't yet, hit the share button. Go watch the other episodes. If you want some informational shit about some dogs, go watch the previous 88 episodes. Creeping up on episode 90. Episode 90 next week is going to be a live Q&A. Ask me anything next week. It'll be Wednesday morning. Did I just say morning? Wednesday morning, live Q&A, episode 90. Ask me anything, dog related, not dog related, promotional, social media, traveling, photography, even though, I haven't been doing much of it lately. William Byrne, no, you can't. Save your question for next week, motherfucker. We need to have as many questions as possible. I'm going to make it a nice long episode. I just wanted to do a short kind of rant this week because that shit's been on my mind. Also, saying, can I ask a question, is asking a question, motherfucker. You understand that? You realize that? Anyway, if you haven't yet, share this shit. Subscribe on iTunes. Yo, so the question that you waste my time to ask is, are you gay? I think we both know the answer to that question is 100% yes. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Episode 90 next week, live Q&A. Ask me anything. William, I love your fucking face. I'll see you in July. If you haven't, subscribe on iTunes, the Bull-NA-ChinaShop podcast. If you're already subscribed on iTunes, go leave a rating. If you think it's good, leave us a 5-star rating. That lets iTunes people lets iTunes know people are actually listening. If you're not on the Facebook page yet, hit like, leave me a follow. On the Facebook page, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV, Instagram, Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV. What else? YouTube, full video versions of every podcast. Bull-NA-ChinaShop TV on YouTube. I got nothing else. Everybody, I'll see you motherfuckers next weekend in Thailand. William, I'll see you in Thailand. Can't wait to link up. I think the last time we were in Asia was the Philippines, and what a crazy trip that was. I can't wait to get to Thailand, see what kind of dogs we've got, the culture. I love it, man. I can't wait. I'm excited as fuck about that trip. Next weekend, or the weekend after Thailand, March 31st, get your asses to Kansas City for the ABKC Heart of America Bully Bash, KCI Expo Center. Contact Ochoa Bulls. I love your fucking faces, people. Short episode, short and sweet. Don't let anybody put your fucking dogs in an overhead bin, man. God, sad shit. I love your faces.